Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the Super Nintendo game F-Zero. It's definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time. The game was released alongside the Super Nintendo and was meant to show off the graphics capabilities of the console. It used something called Mode 7 graphics, which made it look 3D while still running butter smooth, which was a very novel concept for the time. Before the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 graphics, it was very hard to make a convincing racing game where you view the car from behind. Either you had to make a choppy game like Rad Racer, or you had to do like Enduro Racer and view from the side. Although Mode 7 graphics looks like they're 3D, they are not, so there is some limitations. For example, everything in the game has to be completely flat, as you can see here. The only exception to that is jumps like this one, which can make the car go up, but everything else has to stay flat. On the main menu of the game you have three options. On records you can see what times you have previously achieved on all the tracks. And practice is like time trial in modern games. First choose your car. They all have different statistics. And then a rival car. Then you choose your track that you have played before. You have to have played them before to be able to choose them here. And then it's one-on-one racing. Of course the main mode is Grand Prix. First you choose your car just like the other mode, and then you choose a league, which is the set of tracks you're going to be played, and then a class, which is the difficulty. Then it starts you off in the first course of the league. Unlike most other racing games, you really shouldn't be pressing the accelerator button before the race actually begins, otherwise you're gonna be really slow in the start. You're going to be slow no matter what, because the AI gets a little boost at the start and there's no way you can get it. Up in the corner there's some information. Rank is the position you are in right now, and safe is the minimum position you have to be in order to not be disqualified when getting to the next lap. The safe number goes down a little bit each lap. Now there's a very sharp corner coming up, so I'm going to tell you about the very special turning of this game. You have two ways of turning. There's with the D-pad, which acts like most other games, and then there's with the L and R buttons. When using the D-pad, your nose turns into a different direction, which is good for normal turns. But if you want to overtake someone or go into pit, you should use the L and R buttons. When using those, you turn a little to the side but still point your nose in the same direction. If you need to turn around a really sharp corner like the one coming up, you can use both turning methods at once. Here there is normal turning right until now, where I use the R button. Every track has a pit area like the one coming up right now. When you drive into the pit area, a weird laser beam comes and repairs your car. The power of your car can go down by hitting stuff like the track barriers and other vehicles. Some tracks have jumps on them. This one doesn't really do anything, but on other tracks you have to hit them to get over obstacles. Here we have some rough areas on the edges of the track. Avoid driving in those, because when you do that, you are going a little bit slower. Whenever you finish a lap, you get a little speed boost that you can use whenever you want. Right now I have one of them, and now I have two of them. If you see a car that's blinking like this one, that means it's very close to having no power left. If you drive into it, it will likely explode. Then there's these areas, which according to the manual blocks magnets, making it harder to steer. It's a bit more slippery than usual. Other tracks have lots of wind, so you almost drive sideways. Some tracks have shortcuts, but they are always more dangerous, like this one, which has landmines. Get to know the shortcuts and you'll get through them much easier. And that is basically it for the gameplay of the game. When you finish your first course, you will meet this screen. Here you can see what your times on each lap were and what rank you were in. And also the total time, which I managed to squeeze down to just under 3 minutes. When you have finished all 5 tracks in the league, you will be shown every single time for every single track. Enjoy the music while you are waiting for the game to show you all the times, because it's honestly one of the best tracks in the whole game. After this you will be taken to the record screen again, but there will be a little blinking dot outside of each track that you have set a record that is in the top 10 on. And now for the big question. Do I recommend F-Zero on the Super Nintendo? Of course I do. It's one of the best racers of all time in my opinion. It doesn't have that much content other than just more tracks, but it's infinitely replayable and very fun, and has some very good controls. And if you just want the cartridge and don't care about the box, you can get it for very cheap. And here are some of the current prices as of June of 2022.